did it.
Boop-a-da-pow-pow-pow.
Hello, Cinema Peeps.
Hello, Cinema Peeps. We're testing out new intro themes, so please vote as to which ones out of the few episodes you've heard you like the best.
Oh, man.
This is what quarantine's done to us now.
Oh, so many ways. We've been broken down as human beings in so many ways. I think it was my mom. My mom was telling me, like, she saw something in the ye old newspaper. Mm-hmm. That's an old form of media that is presented to you in paper form.
It is old
It's delivered to your door every morning, excluding Sunday, maybe Sunday.
Wait, you get it delivered to your door?
Yeah.
What?
We fancy. We fancy.
Well, up here in the north side of Edmonton, we don't get that. We gotta walk to get our newspaper.
Oh, yes. We don't do that.
North town, funk you up. North town, funk you up. That's what I always say.
Oh, man. And not in a nice way. I'm just kidding. But yeah, I guess she was reading something about how, like, because I think at the beginning of the pandemic, everyone was joking that, like, extroverts, yes, were, like, having a hard time because they want to be out and socializing, so being told to stay in one place and be cooped up was going to be very hard for them.
Yes.
And there were all the memes where the introverts were like, heh, we've been preparing our whole lives for this.
Yeah.
But my mom was saying that, like, it's just as bad for introverts because now we don't, right? It's like, oh, this pandemic, we don't have to go out. Mm-hmm. That it's going to be even harder to go back. Because she's like, are you going to go back to human society? I was like, well, I don't have to wear jeans while I'm here. So, yeah, I am not returning back to human life.
See, that's one thing I was saying the other day, saying how, like, since the pandemic and everything, I've found myself, like, just being so much more willing and eager to talk to people now. Like, I'm just like, I'll talk to anybody I pass on the street and just have a conversation with them, and just, like, you know, I just want to talk to people now. I just want to say hi and hope everybody's doing good.
I'm like, strangers, nope. Friends, yes. I feel I maybe already told you this story, but in case I didn't, my mom also is going to get her hair cut because our haircutting place just opened up, and so she was scheduling an appointment. And she's like, yeah, I'm looking for a cut and color. So they're like, okay, so our first available spot is June 12th at like 3:00 for a hair and color. So this was over, like, my mom made the call was almost 2.5 weeks, maybe 3 weeks ago. So already a pretty long wait. And my mom goes, oh. And she kind of joked and was like, oh, maybe it might be faster if I just got a cut. And then he goes, oh, yeah, probably. Let me check. Let's see what the first available date is. Okay, so the first available date I have is June 12th at 1:00. I can't remember the exact time, but basically it was just like a couple hours apart. And my mom's just like, yeah, I'll just keep this first appointment. And it's like, I was like, yeah, totally, it should be faster by a couple hours.
That's funny.
Right? But I think everybody's trying to get in there with their haircuts.
Yes, they are.
And I guess for me, I only get 2 haircuts a year. And they're spaced out pretty wide, so I'm just like,
your hair is just so beautiful, it doesn't need to be touched.
Thank you. Well, it needs to be at least, the beast has to be groomed. Like,
has to be tamed.
It has to be tamed. Oh my God, what was I thinking about? I think it's just maybe because we were talking in our last podcast about, you know, like being fit and like loving the body you're in and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So I was thinking at this time in junior high where I was like, yeah, beauty is like, you know, if you have to see a person for they truly are, which, you know, is a great statement. And sometimes it's hard, you know, when you're junior high because, you know, there's a lot of pressures, you know, transition as like, because you're like a preteen, coming to teenager. So, you know, I'm glad I had that philosophy, but here was the issue. Because Kaylee was like, yeah, beauty doesn't matter. She didn't, like, brush her hair for a good part of junior high, which is not a good idea if you have curly hair. So it got matted as fuck.
Oh, like, God. You were just creating dreadlocks.
Yo, it was bad. It was so bad.
Oh, my God.
And I remember I think this is when I started actually being like, okay, you can, inner beauty, whatever, but like you still need to be presentable to society. Was when one of my brother's friends came over, and we have like, I don't know, I feel like everybody has this in their home. They have like a laundry couch. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So that's, you have your laundry on it, you fold it. And so one of my brother's friends was over for a sleepover, and he slept on our laundry couch, and then he left. And the next day, like, oh yeah, he had lice. So then I got lice because it's the laundry couch, so my clothes had it.
Oh no.
Oh, I got it bad.
Oh, that's awful and ew.
Right? So like my dad, and again, because Kaylee doesn't brush her hair, it doesn't matter. I'm surprised. I don't know what. Sorry to get slightly off topic. Like, I'm surprised people didn't talk to me, but like, I'm also like, I like understand. Like, I clearly looked like a slob. But anyway, so like my dad had to like, cause you have to like scrub that shit out of your hair. Mm-hmm. And then I had to put all the blankets and the pillows and trash bags and all that garbage. And so like I remember coming to school one day and someone's like, wow, Kaylee, your hair looks great. What did you do to it? And I was like, washed it? And it was like this. I mean, I probably didn't help by making that exchange extra awkward, but then I was like, I should probably take better care of myself. So remember, people, yes, inner beauty is important, but like, maybe don't give up brushing your hair.
Yeah. Take care of your personal hygiene.
It's okay to take care of yourself. No one will fault you for that. I'm just thinking of like a Sims character where like their hygiene bar is in red.
Oh my god.
That was me. Junior high, just living in the red zone. Oh man.
Just flies circling around your head.
I hope I wasn't that bad, but like, you know what? Yeah, probably.
Oh my goodness.
Junior high was a weird time.
Yes, it was. Man, I had some questionable fashion choices.
Yeah. My god. Well, yeah, because again, at that age is so weird. I find it a little funny though, because in a lot of popular media, right, it's always like high school. Mm-hmm. I felt I did so much better in high school compared to junior high.
Oh yeah, 100%. Questionable for me, but yes, continue. I just recall the one time I came to school in red skinny jeans with black thigh-high boots.
Oh, your pirate!
Yeah, my pirate outfit with the white puffy shirt and then a headband, and a vest, not realizing it at all, thinking this is cool, I look cool, and people were like, "Why are you dressed like Jack Sparrow?"
Because it's fucking cool. What are you talking about?
Oh my god.
Oh man.
Yeah, I was getting there in high school.
Honestly, nobody's fucking perfect, all right?
I mean, well, let's just say this. When I told people I was going to film school, they were like, that makes sense. So.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Not meant to be mean, but, they were like, okay, that makes sense.
This makes sense. Yeah, I just wore gym shorts and like a graphic tee. I went through that phase in junior high where I just wore a black hoodie.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Which I basically did in college too, but, that style just never grows old.
No, yeah. I remember wearing hoodies constantly in school. It was always like you wore the hoodie with the sneakers and the jeans, and then you had like the headphones, and it was always just the one headphone was in your ear, and you had it like the rest of it like fed through your shirt, so nobody could see it, nobody could take it away from you, and your hair would hide the rest of it, so you could always listen to music, whether you were in class or whether you were on the work floor like we had in my school. You always could listen to music.
Yeah, I wasn't that cool. I was always like, I need to pay attention. Honestly, I have a hard enough time now if I'm listening to a YouTube video and I'm like, oh, I have to write a message out. Like, I can't do it. My brain, like, I don't know what it is, like, can't compute. Mm-hmm. I also think it's just harder because, like, I'm awful. I'm still awful at spelling and grammar in general. So it's already hard enough to try to focus on, like, what kind of message am I trying to compose?
Yeah.
And then there's someone talking in the background. So then I'll start talking with them, and then it gets, I'm like, oh, too much. Okay, everyone calm down. So I have to like stop what I'm doing, write my message, and then continue on. I can't do both. It's too hard. I can't think. The only time I think I thought I looked super good in high school was my grad photos.
Oh, yeah?
Because I had these, I still think I was wearing jeans, if I remember correctly, but I had like this silk turquoise blouse.
Ooh.
With like this black vest, and I thought I was hot as shit. I was like, wow, I look great. I think I thought that blouse was so great. I bought it in 2 other colors.
Oh, yeah?
Purple and pink, I think, with this awesome black vest, which I lost, and I was so sad.
Aw.
I don't know. Like, I had the other one that was that's the thing I think I did around grade 11 is with my graphic tees. I started wearing the vest.
Yep, me too.
Over top,
Yep.
which made no sense because, like, I'd wear a dark t-shirt and there'd be a dark vest. Like, you'd think at least if you want to make some, like, you know, contrast, one of them would be lighter, but, you know, whatever. So my favorite one was black. It had like I guess a collar type deal going on. It had big black round buttons. They were all open. Sometimes I close them, but mostly I just left them open. But yeah, I lost that one, and I'm still, it saddens me to this day. It upsets me because I don't know where it is.
Aw.
But the other vest I still had, I didn't like it as much because it was just gray, and it was just like I don't know how to describe it, it's like a single layer. Like the black one, at least, like I said, with the collar, it built up, so it had like a 3D dimension, like it had more shape to it, whereas this one was just flat. It was gray, and the way it came down, I'm gonna try to describe this while doing hand motions, so we're gonna see how this goes. Basically, like, it came down by my shoulders, but it wasn't a close-up, so it didn't have any buttons, so it would go down, but then it would cut off, like, really far off to my sides.
Oh, okay.
And then there was, like, a little extra material that would shoot down, like, extra triangle, like a triangle shape. So, like, the back of the vest was pretty standard, but yeah, the rest of it, like, went down and opened up real wide and then went down to diamonds.
Weird.
Yeah, and it was like this great, like, I liked it, but I just didn't like how open it was. Because I think because maybe I didn't know I knew, but didn't know how to describe it into words, that it just didn't help my body shape.
Yeah.
I could just made it look off. Whereas the black one was a little more, even though I didn't always close the vest, it was tighter in. So it
Yeah,
made
it was a little more
like
tapered.
Right, so it looked like I had more of a waistline, whereas this just didn't.
Yeah.
Like I said, I didn't hate it, but it wasn't my favorite vest.
Aw, rest in peace to your favorite vest.
Yeah, thank you.
I also had a favorite vest too. Mine was some friends at the time.
But no more.
They went to California.
Yeah, California.
Yeah, they went to California for a summer vacation, and they came back with like some souvenirs for everybody, and one of the places they went was House of Blues. So they got like some cool like rocker t-shirts for everybody and this really cool vest. And originally it was I can't remember if it was supposed to be for my dad or for my mom, because they ended up getting me drumsticks
Oh, yeah.
from there because I was a drummer.
She still is, people. She didn't give up that skill. She could break free and live her dreams on the road, but she chooses to hang back with me to help our careers. Sorry, continue.
Yeah, so I got drumsticks. One of us got, or I think 2 of us got t-shirts, and then the other one got a vest. And then somehow eventually it got too small for whoever owned the vest at the time, so it got passed down to me.
Ooh, lucky.
And I still have the vest, but I really liked it because it had like kind of the pinstripes in front, some nice metal buttons, and then on the back it was a patch of a skull with like roses and like this really cool like rocker thing that said House of Blues underneath. So I still have that vest. Maybe I'll take a picture and pop it up on the podcast so everybody can see it.
Hell
But,
yeah. I want to see this vest.
Okay, I'll do it.
Yes.
That was one of my favorite vests. I wore that a lot.
Nice. Yeah, I think I stole, in junior high especially, I stole a lot of my dad's clothes.
Mm-hmm.
So I, like, wore his toque, which my mom, I don't know why, it made my mom so upset. She's like, it's the ugliest thing. Why are you wearing it? But, like, to me, it looked fine because, maybe just because, like, I saw so many photos of, like, people, because, like, my mom's family lives out east.
Mm-hmm.
Not super far out east, but we're still in the prairies. But, like, we owned a farm and stuff, so like they'd have like these big toques with like super bold colors.
Yeah.
So to me, I was like, yeah, well, that seems fine to me. And then I remember, I think I still actually have it somewhere in my closet, I won't go dig it out right now, was like this gray, it's not really a sweatshirt, but it was like this gray kind of fuzzy overcoat, I guess.
Okay.
It wasn't a zip up, you had to pull it over, it had a zipper, so I'd wear my hoodie and then I'd wear the gray thing on over top of that.
Nice.
That was my extension of layers in junior high, and with that colorful hat, damn, I'm surprised all the boys...
Trendy as fuck.
The boys were like, hot damn, she looks like she goes logging on the weekend.
Kaylee's milkshake brings all the boys to the yard. Or no, sorry, her sweatshirt brings all the boys to the yard. Oh man, that just reminded me, you said I used to steal my dad's clothes, and I just remember in, it would have been junior high, we had an 80s day where everybody like had to come to school dressed up like 80s stuff.
All right.
And I decided to do a Madonna-esque kind of look, so I had like these leggings, the leg warmers, like the really bright like big jewelry, and then my dad let me borrow one of his bodybuilding sweatshirts, and I thought I looked so freaking cute and so cool in it that I decided I'm gonna wear this on the regular. And then he told me he had more bodybuilding shirts, so I started like wearing different ones. And okay, I didn't wear this one, but let me just say, you know my dad, but he has a Star Trek bodybuilding sweatshirt. Didn't wear that one, but there were some other ones that I wore, and looking back, I'm like, why? I mean, now it's everywhere. Everybody wears the big oversized sweatshirts, so you could totally get away with it. It's vintage, whatever, but at the time, I was like, good God.
We were just ahead of our time. Ahead of the time.
Just ahead of our time. Look how everybody dresses now. They've got the toques and the man, we started trends.
Right? But my other story I was thinking of, because we've been saying the word toque like 100 times. It reminded me of when I was at work, before the pandemic, I know there was a time before then, strange. I was at work and this fellow walked up to me and he was asking where he could buy Canadian gear. I was like, well, there's the Bay, which is like, I think probably the most like standard, like I think everywhere sells, like I think Old Navy right now is promoting Canada stuff. So this gentleman was asking for Canadian gear, so that's what I thought he was asking, and I was like, oh yeah, I was like, they should have like scarves, I know they have mittens and stuff like that. And then I was like, and then they'll have toques. And he's like, oh yes, toques. Ha 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 ha. And I was like, huh? I just thought it was so weird. But then I realized, I was like, I guess if he's asking for Canadian gear, he must be from out of town.
Yeah.
And to me, I guess, because I'm clearly not a worldly traveler, to me, we all know what a toque is.
Yeah.
But apparently, like, I didn't realize, like, it's technically a slang word.
It is, yep.
But to me, that's, like, I don't know why you would call that a hat.
Well, hat or a beanie. I think like I don't know if beanie's like a European slang term or if it's but I know a lot of people call it like a beanie, but we call it a toque.
A toque. Like to me, the toque is when it has the the little
pom pom.
Yeah, little pom pom on the top. Like to me, that's a toque. The beanie is minus the pom pom, and a hat.
Yeah.
And again, I think it's just because it's a Canadian thing, a Canadian slang. But to me, it was just so weird because I was like, what? I'm like, what do you mean?
I know, it's funny when you think about all the things that like we call pop, but it's called soda in America.
Yeah. Or, you always have to be careful if you order an iced tea.
Yep.
Because it's literally tea on ice.
Sorry, we got a fast fly-in of ice cream delivery, and Kaylee is now heartbroken, and I'm so sad.
I'll just move on somehow.
So I apologize if you hear me lip smacking every so often. I'm kind of making sure my ice cream doesn't melt all over my bed.
Well, I'm definitely making you edit this episode then.
Here's a question for you.
Ooh.
Okay, so just on the topic of like Canadian things, I know that they consider ketchup chips a Canadian thing.
Yeah.
Do you like ketchup chips? Because I think they're disgusting.
I feel like I've only had them a small handful of times.
Yeah.
Like, I don't hate them, but it's not something, like, if I was in the chip aisle, like, I'm always going for salt and vinegar. Like, I'd almost never go. I think ketchup is just, to me, it goes salt and vinegar, barbecue chips, sour cream and onion, but only the Ruffle kind, not the other kind. I know it makes zero difference, but to me it makes a big difference. Oh, there's these really good cheddar jalapeno chips that might actually be more higher than sour cream, but like to me there's just more options that I would pick before ketchup.
Yeah.
It's not disgusting by any means, but it's definitely not. I don't even think, maybe it's 10th on my chips, or maybe lower. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, it's just not the go-to. Because
Yeah.
I always wonder why they, like, what makes that Canadian and how many Canadians actually like ketchup chips.
Interesting. Well,
If you're Canadian and you're listening to this podcast, comment below if you actually like ketchup chips.
yeah.
Or if you know why they consider ketchup chips Canadian.
Right? Because I thought maybe, all right, this is a segment I like to call Kaylee blowing shit up her asshole. I thought we made mustard.
In Canada?
I thought so. But again, I think I'm just off my rocker. Maybe I'm just thinking of like the Hellman's brand and they're just like, mustard. What's another Canadian thing?
I know basketball was invented in Canada.
Yeah, isn't that crazy? Like, it was created here in Canada, and yet we are the hockey nation.
I know, right?
It's kind of funny to me. It's just the idea of like, yeah, we made this one, but we're just gonna put it over there. What's another Canadian? Oh, obviously poutine.
Poutine, yes.
Cannot forget the poutine.
I always think of that one video. It was like, how to be Canadian, or like it was like one of those weird videos, and it was the guy, and he's like, "Ooh, is that a moose? Oh, could be a deer, though."
Oh.
Like that one. I always think of that video.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I know what you're talking about now. And on that last not factual Canadian note, today, this is where we end our podcast. I hope you all enjoyed it. Hope everyone had a good time.
I think this is one of our funniest ones yet.
Honestly, I'm always surprised because we have no idea what we're going to talk about, and then we just dive in, and then we're just going long. Like, I didn't think we'd talk about fashion ever.
Right?
Yet here we are.
Well, I mean, like, the original intention was to go in talking about movies, but I mean, just sometimes you just don't get the chance to watch movies, so why not just, have a stream of consciousness?
Damn. Okay, next time we got to talk. I finished Community, so we can talk about that. I have some thoughts. But anyways, like we said, we'll wrap it up for today. It's always fun to always talk with you, Kendra, because we don't know what kind of mischief we're going to get into.
Right? Likewise. These are the best conversations.
So, obviously, if you enjoy it, we would much appreciate if you shared, liked, subscribed, all that shindigged, And if not, hey, free world, guys. But, yeah, everyone continue to be safe out there. Black Lives Matter. Do what you can. Educate yourself. Donate. Do what you can comfortably do, because I know COVID is still a big deal right now, so do what you can, and I mean, fingers crossed that at the end of the tunnel we're going to be better people out of this, but as much as I'm an optimist, I'm also a cynical person, so I always have doubt. So be better than me. Oh my god. All right, goodbye everyone.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Monkey, and
slide.